I've been fortunate to go to a lot of great card shows over the last year, but which ones did I like the best? Today, I'm giving you my 7 favorite sports card shows.
My name is Geoff Wilson. By day, I invest in tech companies, and at night, I invest in sports cards. Join me and my team as we help you profit from the hobby we all love.
Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to a special show where I get to take a trip down memory lane because I have had the unbelievable experience of being able to go to many incredible card shows over the course of the last couple of years. And today, I'm going to share with you which ones were my favorite and why. Because if you are looking to go to the best card shows out there, then this hopefully will serve as a guide for you as to which ones you might want to check out. And there are so many great card shows that happen all over the country. Almost every single weekend, there's great card shows happening in several states around the country. And we have just added an awesome new feature to sportscardinvestor.com. We've added a card show finder and calendar to help you find card shows near you and see which major shows are coming up. This is totally free. It's on sportscardinvestor.com. It is the new card show finder feature. Go there to check out upcoming shows. And if you know of a show that we need to add to our list, you can let us know that as well through sportscardinvestor.com. Okay, guys, let's get into my top 7 list. And before I give these to you, there are some names which you are not going to hear on this list that are awesome card shows simply because I've never been before. The Philly Show, for example. The Philly Show is a great card show that has been going on for a long time. A lot of people speak really highly of the Philly Show. I'm going to go soon, but I haven't been yet, so I can't put it on my list if I haven't been. Same with shows in Boston, and in particular, the Boston Causeway Card Show is one that has a lot of really great reviews. I'm gonna go soon, but I haven't been yet, so it's not in the list. There's a great show in Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Dells Show that a lot of people rave about. I've not made it there either. There's also the Denver Card Show, a show that actually my friend Mike from Mike Stadium Sports Cards in Denver is putting on. That is one I'm really looking forward to. That's happening at the end of August, and I'm going to be at that show, so check out the Denver Card Show. But it's not on my list because I haven't been there yet. There's also great card shows in California. I have not yet been to any of those great card shows in California, but I will soon. So this list may change a bit over time, but I have been to a bunch of shows. So out of the shows that I've been to, I pulled out my 7 favorites. And let's start going on the list. Number 7, the Mint Collective Show in Las Vegas. Now, the only reason why the Mint Collective is a little bit lower on this list is because it's not as much of a card show as it is a card museum and also an incredible networking event for all of the hobby's leaders. They did have a bunch of dealers there at the last Mint Collective, but it was really more for people to showcase really high-end cards. You saw a lot of corporate booths, big companies from eBay to PWCC to Collectible to Beckett to Fanatics to Panini and Topps that had huge displays and an impressive array of cards to show off. There was also the leaders of almost every major company in the hobby, along with a whole lot of people working on startup projects and many other content creators. That made the Mint Collective extremely special. So even though the card show itself wasn't maybe as big as some of the others, the event itself was incredible. I'm looking forward to the next Mint Collective. They have not announced the date yet, but it will likely take place in early 2023. I'm hoping they do it in Las Vegas again, but we'll see where it ends up. But look forward to the next Mint Collective in early 2023. The number 6 show on my list is the Chantilly Card Show, just outside of Washington, D.C. in Chantilly, Virginia. This was a really fun card show. I enjoyed attending it. Now, the actual card show floor itself was a little smaller than the rest of the shows that you're gonna hear on the list. And they had a little bit more of a mix of stuff, not just cards, but you saw other things, even things like apparel, tickets, other forms of collectibles featured on the show floor. But one thing that made Chantilly really special was the athletes. They had some really big name athletes that were there signing autographs, much more than you see at most other shows outside of the National. A great array of athletes. And it's also a show that's gone for a long time. And so you get a lot of loyal people who love that show and show up for it time and time again. That made the Chantilly card show really special. It's put on by CSA Shows. They do a great job. CSA Shows, very hospitable. They also put on that Philly show, which I'm looking forward to attending soon. The next Chantilly show is June 24th through 26th. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make that one, but I hope to make one soon after, because it is a great show to attend. In 5th place, Collectors Con in Tampa, Florida. There's been a couple of Collectors Cons in Tampa, Florida in 2021, and they were great shows. I love Collectors Con. I got to the show in December of 2021. It's a nice, large show floor. It's at the Tampa Convention Center. And one of the things I really loved about it was the location. It was right in the heart of downtown Tampa. It was on the water. It was a very, very pretty area. There was a lot of great outdoor restaurants right around it, and also a lot of really, really nice hotels. So being able to stay right across from the card show in a nice hotel with nice restaurants right on the water surrounding you, and many great places to go out at night in downtown Tampa, that made the whole environment around the card show really, really special. The show itself, a nice big show floor, lots of space, a wide variety of dealers, great weather when I was there as well. All of these things made Tampa Collectors Con one of the must-go-to shows. They have not yet announced the dates of the next one, but check their website. I'm sure those dates will be published soon. In 4th place, gotta give a little love to my hometown here in Atlanta, the Culture Collision Show in Atlanta. The last one that they did in February of 2022 was outstanding. It was the second one they did, and it was probably double the size, if not more, from the first one that they did back in 2021. It was a really large show floor. They did a great job of getting a lot of dealers on the show floor. And one of the things that makes the the Culture Collision Show special is that they bring together not just sports car dealers, but they try to bring in other elements of culture. And in particular, they bring in, for example, sneaker dealers as well. I even bought a pair of sneakers at this last Culture Collision show. It was cool seeing the different types of dealers, and that show was in a great spot in Atlanta. It was right near the Battery Atlanta. You could walk back and forth. The Battery is where the new Brave Stadium is. Lots of restaurants, good hotel options connected to that show as well. So the combination of a big show floor, a diversity of dealers, and great options to do things right around the show made Culture Collision a great show for me. The next one is in January 2023. So you're gonna have to wait a little while till the next Culture Collision, but it's gonna be worth the wait, and we certainly will have a lot of our sports card investor team there. So we'll hope to see you at the next Culture Collision show, January 2023. All right, the number 3 show on my list, it has turned into an absolute must-attend show, particularly for anybody dealing in high-end cards, and that is the Dallas Card Show. The Dallas Card Show really gained popularity because it was one of the first shows to come back during the pandemic. They started doing the show in Texas. Of course, the rules are a little more relaxed there, and they said, COVID be damned, we are gonna have a great card show, and they got a lot of really great people attending. And since it was, for a little while, the only show or the primary show going, they got people coming in from all over the country, and the show quickly increased in popularity. Now they do that Dallas Card Show 6 times a year, and it really is the place to be if you are buying and selling high-end cards. There's a lot of dealers on that show floor which specialize in high-end cards. You will see cards all over the show floor worth tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Occasionally, you'll find a card worth $1 million or more. They also have really nice trade nights at the Dallas Card Show. It's a very active scene if you want to go and really just immerse yourself in a card show for a few days and be up late at night doing trade deals outside the card show floor. Dallas is a great one to check out. They do it, again, 6 times a year. So plenty of options. You can go to the Dallas Card Show's website to check out when the next ones are happening. We've been to, I think, 3 Dallas Card Shows so far. I'm sure we'll be to a few more in the near future. All right, the number 2 show, my second favorite card show of all time is the Sport Card Expo in Canada, and in particular, the Toronto Sport Card Expo. I got to go last November, and immediately I recognized this was a special show. It's Canada's version of the National, essentially. It's the biggest card show in Canada, and much like the National does in America, the Sport Card Expo in Canada brings in dealers from all over the country. You get dealers from all over Canada going into that show. The show's got a good history. It's been going on for many years. So you have a lot of hockey card collectors that have been going to that show for a long time, which come back to that show every single year. It actually happens twice a year in Toronto, and then they sometimes do other versions of it as well. They recently did one in Edmonton. But the Toronto show is really, really special. There's one happening in June. There's one happening in November. I really hope to get to go back to that show soon. There was a lot of hockey for sure. I'd say probably 80%, maybe 90% of the show floor was hockey. But you also saw some basketball, you saw some football, you saw a fair amount of comics. There were other things represented there as well. But my favorite part of the Sport Card Expo in Toronto was really the people. Everyone there was extremely friendly, extremely gracious. People would take the time to stop and talk to you. Dealers seemed to really, really care about the customers they were interacting with. People who were coming to the show because they had come for years. It had a real kind of nostalgic meaning to them. It was just a really, really friendly crowd. I really enjoyed it. I look forward to going back to the Sport Card Expo in the near future. The number 1 show. It's time, guys. And really, there isn't any doubt. The number 1 show is the National. The National Sports Collectors Convention. It is the granddaddy of them all. It has been happening for more than 40 years, and it is the show, the biggest show in the world to bring together sports card enthusiasts. The show floor dwarfs the size of any other sport card show floor. It is an enormous show floor with dealers of all types all across the show floor. Now, I'll be honest, the National shows its age a little bit. I wish they would modernize it and update it a little bit. I would love the show floor to have a little more energy, to have some music, to have carpet throughout the entire show floor. Give it a little bit more of a modern look and feel, and I feel like the show can just remain the absolute must-go-to forever. But even without those things, you still got to get to the National. Almost everybody who's anybody in the sports card world is there, whether they're creating content or running their booths or having corporate meetings. And the selection of cards on the show floor is second to none. They also have an incredible array of autographed guests, also unmatched. It is an incredible show. The next National, of course, is taking place in Atlantic City, July 27th through the 31st. We will have our sports card investor team there. In fact, we're going to have a large booth this time with sports card investor and market movers represented. So if you're going to go to the National this year, come say hi. You really should. If you're going to save up for one card show the entire year to attend, the National is probably the one you should go to, just because the size and scope is amazing. Make sure you hit it for at least a couple of days, because you got to take in the full breadth of it, and one day isn't really going to do it justice. All right, guys, those are my 7 favorite card shows, but what's yours? What shows have you been to that you really love that I did not mention in today's list? Let me know in the YouTube comments. I really want to know. And then check out that new card show finder on sportscardinvestor.com. That new feature on our website is great. It's easy to use and it's free. Again, the card show finder on sportscardinvestor.com. Hey guys, if you liked this show, please give us a like and hit that subscribe button and that bell icon if you haven't already. We appreciate all of you who do that. It helps us bring you more content like this with every like we get and every new subscriber we get. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you back soon with our next episode. Take care.